Hello, everybody. It is me, Tyra, aka Sticky, and it is a sticky situation. How is everybody doing? I know it has been a minute since I've been on here. Apologies. I'm getting more consistent. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. School is kicking my butt right now. Admittedly, your girl procrastinates a lot. That's neither here nor there. That's not what you're here for. You're still just as happy to see this face. And nonetheless, today's video is going to be about 5 things. That was 10 fingers. 5 things that I love about getting older. Yes, I am still on my whole over 40 and getting older. I'm in my mid 40s at this point. Catering, just to my older ladies and what we go through. But remember, I'm starting every video out with my nail of the moment. But before we do that, hit that subscribe button. We're on the journey to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. I need you guys to help me get there. I know I need to be consistent. And the likes and the comments and all of that really helps because it tells YouTube like, hey, we like this girl type of thing. So please hit that subscribe button if you have not already. And hello to all my new subscribers. But nail of the moment is this little ditty bop right here. It is pink with some blue writing on it. I used my stamp to get the blue writing on there. The thumbs was not going to happen because they were not about that life. But if you stay tuned to, I'm going to record 2 videos tonight. You'll see how I got these nails. So nonetheless, that is my nails of the moment. Same square shape that I always do, and I did matte top coat this time, not glossy type top coat. I might change it though, I'm really not feeling it. But I haven't been feeling my nails as far as my design the last couple of times. That's neither here nor there. That is not what you all are here for. You are here to find out 5 things that I personally, that Sticky, love about getting older. And if you want to see that, stay tuned. Hello, everybody. It is your girl, Tyra, aka Sticky, and it is a sticky situation. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I hope everyone is doing good. I am doing great. I just came home from a friend date with one of my best friends since college. My girl Trace Lynn. We try to do these monthly get-togethers where we go out and have dinner together with each other because she's in school also. So we both know what it's like to be working and being busy, but we want to make that time just to really get ourselves out of the house and to be social. So that's where I just come back from. So I figured since I was actually done up and had my little hair situation done and some makeup on my face, which I don't have a lot of makeup on. Surprisingly, it is really just concealer. Your girl's skin is just like, so make sure, like I said in the intro, make sure you watch the second video that's going to be coming after this because you're going to see the same outfit. Stay tuned for that, and I'll give you some little tips on how I get my skin to be this clear and glowy over the age of 40 years old. Yes. I'll be 45 in August. Yeah. Now, genetics plays a part in that, but that's neither here nor there. What the video is for: 5 things that I love about getting older. A lot of times society has taught us, especially women, that getting older is like some curse that we need to avoid at all costs. Men can age gracefully, get gray hair. Everybody is like, oh, he looks so distinguished. He this and that. But let a woman age and it's like, oh God, no, you got to nip tuck and do all of this stuff, to remain youthful. And luckily for me, I wasn't raised that way. My mother, for the most part, embraced her in getting older, and she never, really it was never seen as a bad thing in getting older. And I've always loved older people. I think there's just such a grace and a wisdom that comes with getting older. So it is something that I personally embrace. I am enjoying this part of me, this part of my life, so much more than I did like in my 20s. Nobody could pay me to go back to my 20s. You cannot pay me to do it over again, not my teens, none of that. Because mentally where I am now is so much better than I was when I was younger. So, not to keep you long, this is not going to be one of those real long drawn out videos since I'm doing 2 and I'm sleepy and I have homework to do. So I want to get this out here for you guys because it's been on my mind as I don't know, I'm just in a good space here lately. I'm just in a really good space mentally, except when I watch This Is Us. When I watch This Is Us, don't talk to me for at least 5 hours after. But nonetheless, number one thing that I love about getting older is, and these are in no particular order of importance, but number one that I love about getting older is I am more sure of myself. Meaning that my self-esteem, where it is now, is like up here. Like if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, my self-esteem is probably at like a 15 to 20, depending on the day. That's just how secure I am and sure of who Tyra is. All aspects of myself. Nobody can tell me about me. I have done the time. I have put in the work and sat with all of me, good, bad, ugly, and in between. So in doing all of that, I've become sure of me, and therefore my self-esteem and how I see me. I see me the way that the Creator sees me, as flawed, but good. I'm good. I'm good. Physically, I'm good. Mentally, spiritually, all of those things. So that is my number one thing that I love about getting older, is that self-assurance, like self that comes from within me to know, hey girl, you all right, you good, type of thing. My number two thing that I love about getting older is I am more accepting of my physical appearance. I work out, I'm healthy, I'm fit, it is what it is. Some days is better than others, but where my body is physically right now is the best it's ever been my entire life, as far as physical fitness goes. However, your girl still got a fupa. The fupa still be fooping. She still, you see that? You see, she still got that. I got stretch marks on my arms, stretch marks. I got dimples in the thighs. I mean, not a lot of dimples, stretch marks on my stomach, and I never had stretch marks on my stomach, even after I had my kids. I don't know where they came from, but I have them, so there's still things that I could say that are quote unquote wrong with my body, but I'm accepting of those. Because at the end of the day, what I always remind myself when I want to try to get down on my body is, the end of the day, when I am dead and gone and people are remembering me, no one's going to say, ooh, I sure did wish Sticky would have had flatter abs. Ooh, that Sticky, boy, she sure did have that fupa. Nobody's going to remember any of the things that we critique ourselves about our body. They're just going to remember the good parts of you and that they loved you. And so that's what I remind myself of. And at the end of the day, I feel like I got it going on physically. And really for me, it is more about health. And that's where I'm at. My mental health and my physical health is most important to me. So maybe that does help me to be more physically accepting of where I'm at as far as my body goes. So I'm cool in that. That's number two thing that I love about getting older, is the self-acceptance of my physical body. Number three on my list of things is I am not as fearful or anxious as I used to be. Now, I've always been somewhat of a daredevil in that I always say I don't believe fat meat is greasy unless I do it for myself. So I never like to limit myself in the things that I was willing to try. You know, I've skydived. I want to go canyon diving. I travel by myself. I do whatever I say, you know what, I want to do that. I'll do it. So, and really after my mother passed, it really became very important for me to do things, to step all the way outside of my comfort zone. But that is something that has really gotten bigger or more prevalent as I've gotten older. I'm just not fearful of anything because I do realize that my days here are numbered. Everybody's days are numbered. I'm not going to be here forever. And the whole purpose of coming into this physical form is to experience life. And that may not be for you to jump out of airplanes and stuff, but for me, it's to experience and test those boundaries of myself, you know, to push against that fear and say, okay, well, at least I tried it. I want to try it and see what happens. Because other than that, I won't know. I don't want to live in fear of anything. That's like literal hell to me, is living in fear and feeling stuck. So for me, in getting older, is I'm no longer fearful or anxious. That anxiousness that comes with trying to figure everything out, you know, and no more of that whole victim mode of things. You know, people do crappy stuff to you. And I'll just be like, well, that says more about them than it does about me, and I just keep it moving, you know. So that's my number 3 thing, is that I'm no longer fearful or anxious. Not a lot. It ain't completely gone. Now, don't get me wrong. It ain't completely gone. There's some things that still make me anxious, and it's really revolving around my relationships more than anything else that makes me anxious. But not fearful. Not fearful of it. Number 4. Number 4 thing that I love about getting older has to do with sex. Sex. Don't talk about that a lot on the channel, but I am a very pro sex person. Meaning that as a woman, I think it is very important for a woman to be in full control of her temple. That is part of it, and pleasure and things of that nature. So as I've gotten older, and this has probably been one of the hardest things for me to be comfortable with. Now, I love it. Don't get me wrong. I always have. It's always been something I've been curious about, so I've studied it and things of that nature to try to understand my body and things of that nature, but it was other things that kept it to where it was still in my mind as something that only nasty girls do that, you know. So it was more of a secret type thing for me. Now, no, not at all. I let everybody know. It's no secret whatsoever. So for me, as getting older, I know what I like. I'm not afraid to say what I like, and to also get it, if that makes sense to you adults. And this is something that I didn't start experiencing probably till like 36, 37. As far as that goes, I have no shame. There's no shame surrounding far as my personal sexuality, nothing, or how I express my sexuality. There's no shame, there's no guilt, there's none of that when it comes to me. And I advocate for everyone to have a healthy sex, like whatever that is for you. I happen to be a heterosexual female, so I like men, but that's neither here nor there. Whatever floats your banana boat, do that for you. But you own it, and you're safe, and you're healthy, and you take care of your temple. That is the main thing. And also for me, it's more satisfying at this age because, once again, I know what I like, and I'm not afraid to say, hey, dude, you're not doing that correctly, you know, type of thing. So That is plus, 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 plus in my over 40-year-old world. And number 5 thing, the last thing that I love about getting older is it ties into everything. This is probably the number 1 thing that I do enjoy about getting older, is that I just don't care anymore. You know how you see those old people that just walk around like just passing gas or just doing stuff, and you'd be like, oh, they don't give a damn anymore. I am almost to that level. Like, I really don't care. Not to that level. I still, you know, certain manners that I have that I won't do. But as far as the opinions of other people about me, kind of ties into number 1, is I don't care. Like, I don't care. I live my life not in a bubble, but the only opinion that ever matters to me at the end of the day, I don't care who it is my own. That's the only opinion that matters to me. I take constructive criticism, and I can listen to the advice of others that I know it's coming from a place of love. But even at the end of that, the decision is always going to be mine. It is not going to be tainted by the opinions and advice of other people. It is going to be mine. I can take all of that in and be like, you know what, they had some good points, and add it into my own. But the choice that I make for me and for my children, until they can take care of themselves, and even I give them some room to make their own choices, but until they're adults and on their own, the choices I make for me and for them are my choices. I do not care about the opinions, especially unsolicited opinions of other people. Especially, you ain't paying my bills. I'm not in a relationship with you. We don't live in the same house. You just, that person trying to give me some advice, yeah, I'm going to be like, I'm good. Only thing I trust is I pray for discernment. I trust my intuition. I trust my gut, and I trust what spirit tells me. Now, I know that may sound kooky and hoo-hoo to some people, but I've been okay by doing that. I have a really good life by trusting those things. And that's it, people. 5 things that I love. There's a lot more that I love about getting older, but those are 5 things that I could think of off the top of my head that I do love about getting older. I love it all, to be honest with you. It just is such a blessing. It is such a blessing to get older. And I know my over 40 ladies, we struggle in some areas because this premenopause stuff is not the business, but that's neither here nor there. I'll take that. I'll take it. You know, everything works out for my good. Even that premenopause stuff probably has a good purpose that I don't realize that my body is trying to do right now for me, even if I'm hot or some other personal stuff going on. But hit that subscribe button, the like button, comment, tell me, what do you like about getting older? And that's not just for my over 40 ladies. You younger gals, what do you like about getting older? Let me know in the comments. Share this with someone that you think can be encouraged by it, or that it may resonate with them. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. I got some good stuff coming up for you guys. I'm gonna be consistent. Pray for my strength in being consistent, and that I don't give up on school. It's rough, y'all. It's rough. But nonetheless, I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey and for watching my videos. In the meantime, in between time, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.